This week, In Loving Memory celebrates the life of Gregory Blackman, Tamisha Cadogan, Gabriel Critchlow, Muriel Hardin, Frank Harris, Jacqueline Holder, Editha Jordan Nay Cox, Joanna Miller, and Sophia Sue. The funeral is announced of Gregory O'Brien Blackman, also known as Eggy, late of Durham, St. Lucie, who entered peacefully into rest at age 51. Former member of the Barbados Coast Guard and former security personnel at Tanglewood, St. James. Son of the late Sylvia Eugene Blackman and Arnold Skeet. Father of Ashley Blackman of CIBC First Caribbean International Bank, brother of Maureen and Heather Blackman, both of the USA, Anthony Blackman, Public Counsel, Cato Blackman of Sandpiper Hotel, Siobhan Blackman of Carmen's Beauty Salon, Birchmore Scantlebury, retired manager, National Petroleum Corporation, and Sandra Scantlebury Maynard from the Ministry of Health. The funeral of the late Gregory O'Brien Blackman leaves Earl's Funeral Home, Half Moon Fort, St. Lucie, on Tuesday, March 9th at 9 a.m. for St. Lucie's Parish Church near Nestfield, St. Lucie, where relatives and friends are asked to meet for the graveside service of Thanksgiving and the interment at 11 o'clock a.m. Relatives and friends can visit in the chapel of Earl's Funeral Home, Half Moon Fort, St. Lucie, to reflect the memories of Gregory O'Brien Blackman from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. on Monday. All COVID-19 protocols will be in effect. Condolences can be made online at www.earlsfuneralhome.com or visit us on Facebook. The funeral is announced of Tamisha Leah Kristen Cadogan, age 24 years, late of Lower Brighton St. George, trainee nurse of the Queen Elizabeth Hospital and the Barbados Community College, and faithful worshipper of Melverton Seventh-day Adventist Church, who entered into rest on February 3rd, 2021 at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital. Daughter of Joan and Carol Cadogan. Sister of Orlan, Chad, Sheridan, and O'Marion Cadogan. Special thanks to the nurses and doctors at the QEH AKU unit. A graveside service and burial celebrating the life of Tamisha Leah Kristen Cadogan will take place at St. Luke's Anglican Churchyard, Brighton, St. George on Friday, March 12, 2021 at 10 a.m. Flowers may be delivered to St. George's Home for Funerals no later than 7:15 a.m. on the day of the funeral. Please be aware that all COVID protocols will be observed. The funeral is announced of Gabriel Alonzo Critchlow, also known as Lonza of Pie Corner, St. Lucie, and formerly of Number 1 Sherborne, St. John. Husband of Colleen Critchlow of the UK, father of Patsy Taylor of Canada, Arundel of Canada, Kenneth of Preconco Limited, Mona of Republic Bank, and Anthony Waterman of Williams Equipment, and the late Kent Smith. Stepfather of Cynthia Henry Brown and Clinton Brown of the UK, and many others. Brother of Odessa Williams and Sheila Huggins, both of the UK, and Barbara Holligan. Service of Thanksgiving for the cremated remains of the late Gabriel Alonzo Critchlow will take place on Saturday, 13th March 2021 at Mount Pleasant Memorial Gardens, Pleasant Hall, St. Peter, where relatives and friends are asked to meet at 10 a.m. All government health protocols will be in effect. Condolences can be sent to Keith Jones Funerals at caribsurf.com. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Keith Jones Funeral Home, Passage Road, St. Michael. The funeral is announced of Muriel Martha Harding of Passage Road, St. Michael, retired employee at St. James Post Office, daughter of the late Hilda and Wilbert Granum, widow of Conrad Lionel Harding, mother of Sandra Simmons, Jennifer Walker, Jefferson Granum, Suzette Griffith, Juliet Granum of Canada, Joyanne Granum, and Karen Thorne, sister of Elaine, Henderson, Edward, Wesley, and the late Franklin Granum, grandmother of Toriano Simmons, Donzel Granum of Canada, Tahira Griffith, Tiffany Lowe, Sanchia, Katrina, and Sabrina Granum, great-grandmother of Touraj Simmons, Mahalia, Nige, Sawanya, Jackson Granum. The funeral of the late Muriel Martha Harding leaves Keith Jones Funeral Home, Passage Road, St. Michael, on Friday, 12 March 2021 at 8:45 a.m. for the Westbury Cemetery, where relatives and friends are asked to meet at 10 a.m. for a graveside service followed by the interment. All government health protocols will be in effect. Condolences can be sent to Keith Jones Funerals at caribsurf.com. The funeral is announced of Frank Harris of Canesta, Marchfield, St. Philip, who entered into eternal rest on Thursday, February 11th, 2021 at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital at the age of 57. Chief altar server, chalice assistant, and member of the Parochial Church Council of the Church of Holy Trinity, managing director of Harris Religious Supplies. Son of the late Kenneth and Ernesta Harris, father of Joshua Harris, special friend of Ruth Thorne, brother of Campbell Allen of Canada, Phyllis Wood of the UK, Gladys Harris, Alistair Harris of Sagicor, Duncan and Yolanda Harris, and the late Elson Harris, adopted brother of Janice Osborne. A service of thanksgiving for Frank's life, work, and witness takes place at the Church of the Holy Trinity, Ruby St. Philip, on Friday, March 12th at 10 a.m., immediately followed by his interment in the family plot of the churchyard. To express condolences, visit www.clydebjonesfuneralhome.com. The funeral is announced of Jacqueline Patricia Holder of near Danesbury, Blackrock, St. Michael, daughter of the late Ralph Parola and Lottie Eloise Holder, sister of Carol, Brenda, and Tyrone Moore, Shirley Paris, Charles Holder, and the late Daisy Hunt of Canada. The funeral of the late Jacqueline Patricia Holder leaves Keith Jones Funeral Home, Passage Road, St. Michael, on Saturday, 13th March 2021 for St. Stephen's Anglican Church, Blackrock, St. Michael, where relatives and friends are asked to meet at 10 a.m. for a service of thanksgiving followed by the interment. Floral tributes may be sent to Keith Jones Funeral Home no later than 8 a.m. on Saturday. All government health protocols will be in effect. Condolences can be sent to Keith Jones Funeral at caribsurf.com. The funeral is announced of Editha Armina Jordan Nay Cox, affectionately known as Ditha or Dit, of Mile and a Quarter, St. Peter, who entered peacefully into rest at age 87, member of All Saints Anglican Church and an avid cricket fan. Wife of Darrell Jordan, retired principal Darrell Jordan Secondary School, daughter of the late Clarence and Eileen Cox, mother of Valerie Cox, Darrell Ricordo, and Kathy Ann Jordan, grandmother of Shawnette Turney and Shayla Headley, great-grandmother of Shania Graham, Nathaniel and Nana Turney, sister of the late Sylvia Cox, Eudine Ashby of the UK, and Ronald Cox of the USA. The funeral of the late Editha Armina Jordan née Cox leaves Earl's Funeral Home, Half Moon Fort, St. Lucie, on Saturday, March 13th at 8 a.m. for All Saints Anglican Church, Pleasant Hall, St. Peter, where relatives or friends are asked to meet for the graveside service of Thanksgiving and the interment at 9:30 a.m. Floral tributes may be sent to Earl's Funeral Home no later than 4:30 p.m. on Friday. All COVID-19 protocols will be in effect. Condolences can be made online at earlsfuneralhome.com or visit us on Facebook. The funeral is announced of Joanna Miller, age 90, of Martins Bay, St. John, former member of St. Margaret's Anglican Church and current member of New Days Ministry International, wife of the late Charles Miller, mother of the Reverend Rosalie Miller and Curtis Miller, grandmother of Keisha Miller, sister of the late Earl Rayside, aunt of Cicely Turner of the USA, relative of the Mason, Graves, Knight, Rawlings, Brathwaite, Clark and Crawford families, and others too numerous to mention. The funeral of Joanna Miller leaves the Belmont Funeral Home, Belmont Road, St. Michael, on Monday, 8th March 2021 at 1:15 p.m. for the St. Margaret's Anglican Church, where relatives and friends are asked to meet at 3 p.m. for the service and burial. Floral arrangements may be sent to the Belmont Funeral Home no later than 12:45 p.m. on Monday. Please be reminded, strict COVID-19 protocols must be followed, and to observe the restriction on mourners in attendance to no more than 10 persons. The funeral is announced of Sophia Cordelia Sue, aged 48 years, late of Cave Hill, St. Michael, former employee of the Nation Publishing Company Limited, who entered peacefully into rest on February 26, 2021. Treasured daughter of Ursula Sue and the late Vincent Sue. Dearly beloved sister of Sonia Sue, registered nurse of the Queen Elizabeth Hospital. Selwyn Sue of the Nation Publishing Company, Althea Grant of the Lestervaughan School, and Cynthia Watson. The funeral of Sophia Cordelia Sue leaves the Belmont Funeral Home on Friday, 12 March 2021 at 8:30 a.m. for the Coral Ridge Memorial Gardens, where relatives and friends are asked to meet at 10 a.m. for the graveside service and interment. Floral arrangements may be sent to the Belmont Funeral Home no later than 8 a.m. on Friday. Please be reminded, strict COVID-19 protocols must be followed. Please be reminded to observe the restrictions on mourners in attendance to only 10 persons. Viewing of the body will take place on Thursday, 11th March 2021 at the Cave Hill Church of the Nazarene from 2 p.m. until 4 p.m. The families of Eloise Patricia Moore, Michael Leroy Puckerin, Tyreek Norville, Stanley Durant, Elvira Niles, Andrea Henry, and Sheila Yearwood wish to thank persons for their prayers and expressions of sympathy during their time of bereavement. As this week's program comes to a close, we fondly remember the life of Dawn Amanda Holder Maxwell.
Here's the fated hour, this unwelcome time, where there's no pretending, where we draw a line.
Welcome to this service of thanksgiving and celebration for the life, love, work and witness of my wife, Dawn Amanda Holder Maxwell, as we have gathered physically as well as spiritually to this noble institution of Codrington College. May we truly feel God's presence among us as we worship Him now in spirit and in truth, giving Him thankful praise for the life of one well lived.
Look at the definition of dawn. It is a period in the day when light from the sun begins to appear in the sky. Which is ironic, because anyone who knew Dawn knew that she was not a morning person. But what she lacked at not being a morning person made up through her radiance.
Today, I am privileged to be able to shed your light and love and to share with the rest of the world at least a bit of how beautiful and majestic a person my sister was inside and out.
It was in this same setting that Michael and Dawn gathered with family and friends 23 years ago for their wedding reception. And if by chance you're wondering why you are viewing this service so early in the morning, it's because of Michael, who wished that it be held as close to dawn as possible. For the name Dawn means the first appearance of light, or to become light.
And a heart like stone, I need the Lord to carry me. God knows I won't make it on my own. It weighs my heart, fills my head. Truly, this is so much harder than I could have ever imagined. Why you looking for me here? And what remains? You seem to say it's almost like you're standing next to me, whispering to me that life goes on. Life goes on. Life goes on. Life goes on. It weighs my heart, fills my head. Trust me, this is taking so much more than I could ever imagine. Why you looking for me here? And what remains? You seem to say it's almost like you're standing next to me, whispering to me that life goes on. 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 Life goes on and goes on. Life 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 goes on.
To include an obituary in a future program or to book a professional live streaming solution for your funeral or event, call 255-4444 in loving memory.